One unshaded window in direct sun dumps about 1,000 watts of heat into your apartment. That's a space heater you never bought, never turned on, running full blast all day in the middle of July. Today, I'm going to show you how to make any rental ice cold. No AC unit, no landlord's permission, no holes drilled in anything, for about the cost of a coffee. The portable AC they'll try to push on you runs $400 and adds $60 a month to your power bill. We're going to beat it for under $5. And the strangest trick on this list, the one that drops a room a solid 5 degrees with nothing but a bowl and a fan, I flat out didn't believe until I put a thermometer on it. 2 summers in a top floor unit with no air conditioning taught me every one of these, and I am never sweating through a lease again. Your apartment isn't hot because the air outside is hot. It's hot because sunlight is pouring straight through your glass and cooking every surface in the room. Your floor, your couch, the walls. They soak it up all afternoon and radiate it back at you until 2 in the morning. Air temperature is a side effect. Radiant heat through the windows is the actual crime, and it's the first thing we're going to shut down. Step 1 costs nothing and starts tonight. The windows that get hammered from noon onward, usually the west and south ones, need to be blocked during the day. And not with your flimsy curtains. Curtains let the heat through the glass first and then trap it inside the room, which is exactly backwards. You want to stop the light before it ever gets in, which means reflective material on the glass, bouncing the sun back out where it came from. The cheapest reflective material on Earth is a $2 Mylar emergency blanket, the crinkly silver sheet from the camping aisle. Tape it, shiny side out across your sunniest windows, and you've just turned a 1,000-watt heater down to almost nothing. Park a cheap thermometer in the room, and you'll watch it stop climbing within the hour. It looks a little ridiculous from the street. Your electric bill will not care. If Mylar offends your sense of decor, cardboard wrapped in aluminum foil does the same job, or proper reflective window film that peels off clean before your final inspection. That last part matters, and we'll come back to it because there's one move renters make that quietly costs them their whole deposit. Blocking the sun stops new heat coming in, but your place is still holding yesterday's heat like a brick, which brings us to the second free move, and it's all about timing. This is the part people get backwards. They fling the windows open at 3 in the afternoon because they're desperate, and they invite the hottest air of the day straight in. You do the opposite. During the day, everything stays shut and sealed. Windows, blinds, the Mylar. You're hoarding last night's cool air inside like a cooler. Then, the moment the outside air drops below your inside temperature, usually after sunset, you throw everything open and flush the hot air out. And you don't just crack a window and pray. You aim it. Put a box fan in the window on the coolest side of your place, facing outward, blowing the stale inside air out. That one fan drags cool night air in through every other opening to replace it. It's called cross ventilation, and done right, it swaps all the air in your apartment in about 15 minutes. Run it a couple hours at night, seal up at dawn, and you've banked cool for the whole next day. Still free, which is a good moment to say. If your apartment's already starting to feel less like an oven, tap subscribe. It's free, it genuinely keeps this channel going, and if you want to go deeper, the full experiments and the stuff I can't fit here live in the members-only videos. Alright, back to the trick that actually shocked me. Because sealing and flushing handles the air you've got. On a truly brutal day, you want to actively manufacture cold, and here a renter's secret weapon costs about $4, evaporation. When water evaporates, it has to steal heat from the air to do it. It's the exact reason you're freezing the second you step out of a shower. We're going to weaponize that. Take a shallow bowl or a baking tray, fill it with ice, or a couple of water bottles you froze overnight, and set it right in front of your box fan. The fan drags warm room air across the ice, the cold peels off it, and you get a genuine wall of chilled air rolling into the room. A thermometer sitting in that stream reads 5 to 7 degrees cooler. It's the closest thing to free air conditioning that exists, and it runs on a bag of ice. Now it splits depending on where you live, and this is worth 30 seconds. If your air is dry, Calgary, Denver, anywhere sweat vanishes fast, this evaporative trick is borderline magic, and you can scale it into a real unit. If your air is already swampy, evaporation struggles. So your bigger win is aggressive night flushing plus a dehumidifier, because dry air at the same temperature feels dramatically cooler than wet air. Same thermometer reading, completely different comfort. Match the trick to your climate and you stop wasting effort on the wrong one. To build the upgraded version, the one that actually competes with a store unit, grab a styrofoam cooler, the cheap picnic kind. Cut one hole in the lid for a small clip fan facing down into it, and 1 or 2 holes in the side with short PVC elbows pushed through as outlets. Load it with frozen bottles, flip the fan on, and cold air jets out the pipes. Total cost, maybe $12. most of that being the cooler. Refreeze the same bottles every night, and it runs all summer for the price of the electricity to freeze water. That's the $6 a summer number you might have seen going around, and it's real. There's an older version of this the Egyptians were doing 3,000 years ago, hanging a wet reed mat across an open window so the breeze cooled as it passed through. A damp sheet clipped across the window. Your night air comes in on does the exact same thing today. Ancient people beat the heat with physics and zero electricity, and the physics never expired. Then there's the heat you make yourself without noticing. A single old incandescent bulb throws off real warmth. Swap everyone for an LED, and you've quietly pulled a scattering of tiny heaters out of your rooms. Your oven is worse. Baking at 5 in July heats the place for hours, so shove the hot cooking to morning or go stovetop and cold meals during a heat wave. Even your gaming rig and your charger are dumping heat into a sealed room. Unplug what's idle. None of these move the needle alone. Stacked, they're the whole gap between 78 and 82. And that deposit I promised you. The one mistake that costs renters real money is going permanent. Screwing in brackets, gluing film that won't come off, drilling for a window unit you were never cleared to install. Everything I've laid out is reversible. It peels off, unplugs, and packs into a box the day you leave, and your landlord never has grounds to keep a cent. You got the cooling, they get their walls back untouched. One last one that feels like cheating. Your body doesn't need the whole room cold, just you. A damp cloth on the back of your neck and the insides of your wrists, where the blood runs close to the surface, drops how hot you feel almost instantly. Aim that ice fan at your bed for 10 minutes before you get in. You're not fighting the entire building anymore, just the 18 inches around you, and that's a fight you win every night. So the landlord can keep ignoring your emails. You've got reflected sun, bank night air, a $4 ice fan, a $12 cooler that outcools a unit costing 40 times more. And every bit of it comes with you to the next place. Thanks for watching. If this made your place a little more livable, drop a like and send it to the friend who's melting right now. See you in the next one.